Good morning and welcome back to Coffee Morning Laughter. It's your girl Sheila and your girl
Michelle.
Right, Michelle's going for a full name this season.
I know, you know.
Yeah, she's actually going for a full name flow. Maybe she's growing up.
Do you know what it is? I don't want to digress too much, but
What's new?
yeah, it's Michelle anyway. It's Michelle.
Podcast, yeah.
It's in life.
It's in life, yeah. She was going to say to you, I read a book and then it just told me, like,
No,
call yourself by your name. Yeah.
it's nothing to do with that. It's Michelle.
How it goes. I've said it before. I won't say it again because she's gonna then tell me that I'm being mad. I'm being bad. But I'll come into it. So we're back. It's another week, and guys, I hope you're getting warmer because obviously I love the season changing. Yeah, I love the season changing. People are like happy, looking forward to certain things. You know, what you guys been up to? Let us know. Show anything special because. Actually, one thing I haven't really asked Michelle properly is, what's it been like going back to work?
Amazing.
Now you're back in the real life.
I love it.
Yeah? Are you happy?
I love being a mum, but I love being a working mum. Yeah.
So remember the episode, guys?
Oh no.
There's a lot of people at the school gate saying, what you mean? So you're happy being back at work?
I love being back at work, seriously.
Quit.
Oh, I love it. No, I love it. Routine and adult conversation and after work drinks, going out for lunch with your mates. Like, I love it. Yeah.
Your workmates?
Yeah, my workmates.
Are they your friends?
A few of them are. Yeah.
Can work colleagues be friends?
100%. You know this. Oh, well, actually, in your case, maybe you don't.
They want to be my friends. Yeah. No, yeah. So how long? Anyway, guys, it's not the topic.
We'll save that. Exactly. That's not even the topic.
I've always got questions about
Star that.
I've always got questions about this. But we're back again. You know, it's a fiery one, guys. Thank you so much for sharing, liking last week's episode. But keep listening, keep liking, keep sharing, all that stuff that you do on the internet. And this week, it's a fresh week, so let's get into it.
Today we're going to be talking about arranged marriages. Do they still work?
Oh my God, I was going to say something really bad, but I won't say it.
Thank you, don't.
Well, Michelle said it, yeah. Arranged marriages, do they still work? Do they have a place in society? You lot are going to be shocked by this, yeah? I'm actually for them.
You're a liar.
No, honestly, because I'm telling you the truth, yeah? It's kind of like, I spoke to somebody years ago when I started practicing, yeah? Because I obviously would meet loads of people from work, yeah? And sometimes we've had to face cases where there is a threat for arranged marriages for children that are underage, yeah. And you know, I don't necessarily believe, I don't at all believe in children who are underage being forced into marriages, yeah, or having marriages arranged for them. That's a whole different topic. But I guess as part of information sharing, we will share out information about how to get help if you're being forced into a marriage, because obviously it's against human rights. But what I have noticed over the years, having worked with different cultures and the culture that I am, I find that it sometimes helps to have some form of an arrangement, because not everybody wants to be arranged, but I don't think Africans do it.
No, we do.
Yeah, how?
So in Nigerian culture,
in
Nigerian culture, I'm aware that obviously this episode is all going to be about over 18 adults, but families can come together and be like, do you know what, my daughter or my son will marry your daughter. So definitely in the Nigerian culture, it still goes ahead. A real marriage, not. What do you mean?
They say real. So they say they will marry your daughter. Is it a case of, because remember, you've all seen Bend It Like Beckham. There's another film. It's failed me, because I'm being very honest with you. This might be my ignorance, I kind of I've always known arranged marriages to be more an Asian thing, The way I see African arranged marriages is more of a conversation. Like, sister so and so, your child is now single. My also is. Let's get it together.
But that's setting up.
Yeah, and it's like, but an arranged marriage that I haven't met you. I haven't really spoken to you. When I've seen it in the movies.
Maybe we need to define what an arranged marriage is, because I think what you're talking about is dating. So that's.
No, because remember some people, some people's thing is you're not just dating, you're dating with a purpose. And you need to be married. This is the person I've identified. You need to be married. You need to be married, and you can't just be here dating. What is this?
Yeah.
Because if I'm talking about, I've seen somebody, because I think what you're saying is, it's forced.
What's a no? No, that's what I'm trying to say. No. So an arranged marriage.
They're forcing people.
No. An arranged marriage, from my understanding, is when two adults who consent for their parents or elders to choose their partners, their life partners, their marriage partners. But obviously the two adults need to consent. And then an introduction is done. And it's not that it's an arranged marriage, you don't meet each other, you don't get to date, but it's just your families or the community have come together and said, listen, you guys are going to date for the purpose of getting married. So that's my understanding of an arranged marriage.
Okay, so there's differences between an arranged marriage and a forced marriage.
Yes, massively.
And you've actually described what the difference is.
Yeah.
You're both given consent to say, Mum, Dad,
I'm okay with this.
Okay with you finding somebody for me, and the other person also is in the same boat. So you can meet them, and then you can say, oh, I don't really fancy her, or I don't really fancy him. Mum, go out and look again.
Well, I think I only do you know anybody that this happened to?
What to?
An arranged, you got a friend or so? I know a work colleague actually who told me her story. She's of an Asian background, and it's a happy but sad story. I would never say that. No.
Question, guys.
But her culture, and funny enough, she's a Christian actually, but her culture of where she is in India, they believed in arranged marriage. So she was seeing a guy, but it didn't fit in with what her parents said that she could marry. So they separated. In high school, her parents said, no, you can't marry this person.
Yeah.
Her parents then found her someone to marry. They then got married, and that person turned out to be a massive domestic abuse. He physically abused her, emotionally abused her.
Yeah.
She ended up having his child, but the abuse was so bad, she left him.
I wonder how the parents felt.
Well, then he actually ended up keeping the child, because in that culture as well,
when the man,
if a woman leaves, the man and his family keep the child.
Oh no!
So he kept the child. Then what happened again? Her parents said, you know what, we're going to find you someone else.
No, I wouldn't let them do it.
Well, they did it. Found her something else. I can't recall clearly. I don't want to say that he then abused her, but either way, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
By this time, she's in her late 30s. And she said, listen, let me just marry
who I want. She
then went back to that boyfriend.
God bless him.
They're married. They have 2 kids.
You love who you love.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm hearing from that story is it works for some people and it doesn't work for others.
And it doesn't work for others.
But obviously you're married, yeah. I'm not married, yeah. Would I say, somebody arranged a marriage? I was going to say somebody arranged their marriage for next year, yeah.
I was going to say, please do. No, but I look now. I think would my family have chosen Dan for me? No.
Absolutely not.
Hell to the no.
Yeah.
No offense, Dan, but no.
Even I'm still thinking,
how did this happen?
Dan, I love you. We love you,
we
Dan.
Love you, Dan.
We love you.
But would I don't know.
No, I don't think many of the people choose, their families have chosen them, especially if they're from different cultures.
Yeah,
because
definitely not.
We're speaking about division within countries just because of culture.
Yeah.
Like sometimes an Igbo person that's supposed to marry a Yoruba person.
Yeah. That's still heavily.
Do you know what I mean? We still have racism or segregation within
cultures. Yeah.
Cultures, yeah. So I can't imagine somebody saying, "Yeah, go for it, do that." Yeah. And arranged marriages, I've seen some really good ones.
What do we think some of the benefits could be of an arranged marriage?
Well, you kind of like know family background of the person. Yeah. You have accountability.
100% because the family are involved.
Family are involved.
Do you think you're more likely to stick it out through the bad times? Because, no, and when we say bad times, not necessarily like the abuse and stuff, but, you know, I don't know, just some of the bad times that maybe you might give up on normally, but actually, because maybe it's that sense of accountability, because of that, you then think, actually, we're not going to give up on this because our families, everybody's rooting for us.
Can I just say something here? You know, like there's that attitude of, okay, if I met somebody and I went and made my own decision to marry that person, if I now come running back to my friends or my family saying, oh my God, yeah, Bobby's beating me up. Let's say, you chose Bobby yourself. Who told you to go out and marry Bobby? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You didn't know Bobby and you married Bobby, yeah? So it's like, but if they chose this person for you, that's why the friend that we spoke about, yeah? If I was her, yeah?
The second time?
Even the first time. Because remember, she was forced to leave her.
I know, that's the sad, that is the sad.
Whatever this arranged thing is, yeah? I'll be giving you smoke.
Ah, well, you're not giving your mum smoke in reality.
Listen.
Actually, well, it's you, Sheila. You give everybody smoke.
I'll be like, I was happy in what I was choosing. And you know, I know there's a thing about respect and culture values and, you know, expectations from your cultures. But there was a thing that I was thinking about, and I'm like, I was happy. Yeah, you took my happiness away from me. I loved
this guy.
Yeah? And this person loved me. You took my happiness away from me based on your interpretation of what life should be. Yeah, how do I make those decisions? Yeah, at least let me go and make my own mistakes. This is why, if now she had come back saying Bobby's beating her up, her parents would say, uh-oh, we told you to marry this lovely lad, yeah? But now the guy that you've chosen for me has knocked me black and blue, has taken my child, yeah? The trauma I have to go through, yeah? I feel like sometimes when we make our own bad choices or bad decisions, we can work through them.
Yeah, but when it's someone else's.
When it's somebody else who's made that bad decision on your behalf or who's put you in that situation, the resentment that builds up, yeah, is there. And it breaks down marriages, it breaks down family bonds, because it's kind of like, you guys did that. And a lot of times, I'll be honest with you, yeah, a lot of times they say, you go to your family or these people in the community for counsel, they'll say, oh no, don't leave your husband, or don't leave the marriage, don't leave the relationship. And you're stuck in something you don't want to be in, yeah? These men, these women that you've been arranged to marry, you don't love them. And I'm not saying that these marriages don't sometimes turn into love. Again, I'll take a quote from Benjamin Beckham. So this girl says, oh, but Papaji, I don't love him, yeah? And then Papaji says, love will grow.
And it can, and it does. And it can, and it does.
Sis, yeah, what is the guarantee? Did that love grow for your friend?
Okay, no, love, I said it can. I didn't say it. I said it can. No. I said it can because, you know,
Depends on the character of the person.
The character, but I think all love grows. In all relationships, I think love grows.
Gosh. Come on, Michelle, man. Yeah, you're being EastEnders.
No, I'm not. I'm talking from experience. So I can say the way that I love Dan now isn't the way that I love Dan even the day I decided to marry him, when I met him.
Listen, yeah, you already liked him.
Yes.
There's difference.
So it can grow.
Actually, let me rephrase that for the visitors, for the listeners, yeah? I was even saying visitors, yeah? I feel like I'm at church. Let me rephrase that for the listeners, yeah? Michelle was lusting after Dan.
Oh my God, Sheila, this girl, you can't tell Sheila anything. She remembers everything. This girl is so terrible. I fancied Dan from the moment I saw him. Correct.
Obviously, if you fancy somebody, of course the love is going to grow, yeah? Especially if they're doing all the right things by you.
Yeah.
But imagine now, yeah, you don't have things in common with this person. Okay, so, you know, imagine now my mum said, Shields, I need you to get married, yeah?
I was just about to say.
I'm going to Uganda to find you your Royal Highness, yeah? Wherever they are. And then, what's it? My culture is so different, yeah? I'm outspoken, I'm quite, you know...
Fiery, quiet.
I'm polite, yeah? I'm loving, I'm caring. Basically, I'm just perfect. Guys, I joke, yeah? But no, so my culture is quite outspoken. I can give you comparisons to maybe Ugandan men or African men. They want authority. But I can't submit to you when I'm submitting to crapness. If it doesn't make sense to me, I'm just like...
It has to make sense.
I'm like, what are you doing? You know, go and make the money, because this love is not just on...
Loving.
Yeah. This has to be more. Or, you know, what are we doing here? When are we moving? There's so many questions here. And I will question the things you're doing because I want to understand. I want to know where we're going. And that's how we've been raised, yeah? Whereas maybe the women or the guy's parents, how their structure was, dad makes all the decisions and mum just follows. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So now we fly to Uganda. I put my gomesi on. For those who are Uganda, you know what I'm talking about, the traditional wear. Yeah. My guy puts on his kanzu, traditional wear again. We get married. I fly all my girls out. Ooh, lovely. A couple of months later, I'm not happy because the culture is so different. Yeah. I didn't want to do it. My parents made me do it, or my mum made me do it. Yeah. Because the person doesn't even understand my core values.
Okay, but that's again, we're not talking about that. You've bordered onto forced marriage.
It's not forced marriage.
No, because you said you didn't want to do it though. You said you didn't want to do it.
I didn't want to do it. I was open to it, but the person I've met, I'm just like, oh, okay then, whatever. Because it's culture. Yeah, because it fits the culture, because it fits this, yeah. Because I go back to it, it's like, it was the different culture from me. I thought, I'll try it because I am Ugandan. Maybe it can merge. Maybe love will grow with that.
Yeah.
Love will grow. Yeah, because that's the statement. But sometimes it just doesn't grow.
I said love can grow. Obviously, we know love doesn't always grow.
And okay, so what would you want? I had a guy. I had a boyfriend. I don't want to call him a guy. Yeah, when we were young, he was. You know, a lot of people know who he is. Like, he was lovely. Yeah, and you know, we're just young before we got to uni. Yeah, and then I fancied the pants of him, and I thought, oh my god, yeah. But the love didn't grow for me after a while because he stopped growing.
Okay. In
terms of what I wanted my partner to be, yeah. And we were so young. He was 2 years older than me, yeah. So at 22, 21, whatever the age was, yeah, he wasn't growing and I was growing, yeah. I could have said, oh, I'll keep going, the love will grow. But I know for a fact if I had ended up with him, I would have resented him, yeah. Listen, I don't want to say it because my mum listens, yeah. I would have even just maybe ducked out. Yeah. I'm a believer, but I could have cheated. Yeah. But I'm just saying to you, because it's just like, when I started to see life going, I was just like, this love's not going to grow. But I love him as a person. But it's not my person to do life with. He wasn't my person to do life with in that way. He wasn't my person to, you know, have kids with.
And I think, to be fair, the person I was with at uni, Catman, it was a very similar... They all have these nicknames. It was a very similar situation, which is fine. But
sure, I don't even understand that relationship.
Oh my goodness.
Honestly.
You don't need to understand. Yeah,
what
you don't need
to be is not meant to be understood. Whatever that saying is.
Yes, there you go.
Here, man.
But I don't know. I think with arranged marriages...
Do you really think, that you was going places with that person?
For a while, I did. For a while, I ended the relationship. Shills will hold on to this. I'm the one who ended the relationship. Shills, I took charge. Yes.
Thank God, because this is the same girl talking about the cigarettes.
She didn't like it because I pursued him, and then I ended the relationship.
No, I don't care about the pursuing. Yeah, like in your sense.
Oh my
anyway,
God.
Have sense then.
This is not a podcast about
Michelle's
Catman.
choices.
Yeah, about Michelle's choices.
No, I just thought to myself, this is just. Anyway,
we'll do another episode on that. Don't worry. Yeah.
So no, you wouldn't have. So if you had taken that person home, yeah, I can't remember what that country they were from anyway. Do you think your parents would have been?
They met him. Sorry. Yeah, they did meet him.
And they thought, oh,
he went to my granddad's 70th birthday. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, my family did meet him.
I think, anyway, granddad, rest his soul, was a very polite man.
She is so rude. But I don't know. I'll say, for example, I can see benefits in arranged marriages.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think, though, the person has to buy into it wholeheartedly. So I think for me and you already, you've said there's no chance anybody, me, your mum, Jesus Christ, can come and tell you to go and marry someone.
I feel if you're
who you have to be by. Yeah.
I feel like you can say to me, Shills, there's this person that I think you might be good for.
Yeah.
Or he might be good for you. Yeah. Let's hook it up and see what happens. And then give the freedom for that relationship to grow.
To grow and develop.
And especially if you're both agreeing to it. But I think for me, it's when, I know there's a difference between forced marriages and arranged marriages. So it's a thin line though, in certain cultures.
Yes, because even though they're not, when we say forced, maybe any one of them, the male or the female, might feel like they cannot say no.
Yeah.
And that's where there could be a big issue.
Yeah, exactly. And then they go ahead of it, either religious reasons or culture reasons. Yeah. You don't want to let your religion down. You don't want to let your culture down. Yeah.
And then there's even the threats of violence in terms of the honour-based.
And there's that pressure, because I'm gonna be honest with it, yeah. And I'm speaking because I want to be educated on it, yeah. Not because I'm being controversial. I've seen most arranged marriages or forced marriages within the Asian community. Yeah, and this is why I would want an Asian person to come and talk to me about their experience of if the marriage worked out, why it worked, yeah, or if it didn't work, why it didn't work. Because I can imagine if it hasn't worked out, it could be that we didn't know each other enough, or the person that I dated for 5 times before I married them. Because some people will be saying it's an arranged marriage, I've seen them 5 times or 4 times, and I like them.
Well, again, you know how I feel. Back to season 1. It's not about. It's about connections. Again, I don't base things on time. Have you ever watched Marriage at First Sight?
This is the things that Michelle watches.
I promise you. I've watched about 2 or 3 episodes, if that. I've never followed any of the series. No, I don't. You know, I don't watch TV like that. No, but the reality is, it's not necessarily about how much you know someone. It's maybe about a connection. And it's about that whole concept of marriage, which we've talked about again.
I understand where you're coming from with that point, yeah? And I'm with it in terms of it's not about the length of time. But in this situation, yeah, I could meet somebody off my own back, yeah? And I'm just like, me and that person just flow. And it's just like, rah, I was like, what you call you, Michelle? Babes, I feel like I've known you all my life. In the before and the after, we're going to know each other. Yeah, I'm loving it. But now, somebody who my parents, or if I was Asian, imagine me, Sheila, yeah, if I was Asian, and then somebody said, oh, this is, I'm not going to say a name.
No, you're not.
This is Peter, yeah, and you know, we're arranging this marriage for you. Remember, in these cultures, yeah, from what I know, can correct me if I'm wrong, yeah, they'll most probably meet these people like 3 times before they marry them, yeah. You're talking about meeting somebody and then having all this time with them, yeah. Not saying that time matters, but at least you get to know a little bit more about the person, because you're choosing how to navigate this relationship, yeah. With these marriages, some of them there's arranged marriages, yeah. When they're going on dates, bruv, yeah, they've got the auntie coming to the date with them.
Shilla.
But I'm being real. You're laughing, Michelle, yeah. But I'm being so real with it, yeah. They've got a chaperoning the date, yeah. So even the humour of the person is not understood. Imagine me, yeah, being chaperoning the date, yeah, and I'm there, and then the guy marries me, and then my mouth goes off at home. He's like,
what is this?
He's like, what is this? Yeah, like she's got everything.
I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot that maybe we don't know, yeah. Because I remember when you say chaperoning dates, I remember in my church they tried to recommend that if you want to be dating, you have to bring one of the aunties to come and date with you, and I'm like, say what?
They were saying that's not my sinning agenda.
You know, it's like what? Yeah. So I don't know, but I just feel that, you know, again, and I think about the concept of marriage, yeah. So marriage, for me anyway, it's that marriage doesn't last based on love. I think every day you're having to recommit and refocus and kind of remember why you stayed together.
And I'm not married yet, but this is the little that I know on friendship.
Yeah, you have to like each other. Friendship,
yeah. So I'm not being funny or anything. If I don't have a friend in you, yeah, any relationship that is ongoing, that's personal, not just work colleagues, yeah, it lasts because of friendship
and respect. Yeah.
So if you're now married to somebody and there's no friendship, you're not there because it's like if you can get out, you're gonna go. Because all this love that you're talking about, yeah, you love them more than you did when you met him because you're friends. Yeah, that's your homeboy.
Well,
That's your
but
best
then,
mate.
yeah, he is.
Yeah,
He is. He
that
is.
does things for you, yeah. But then you get these men or these women that have been arranged in their marriages, and the person they've married is not friendly. We spoke about this before, yeah. Do you marry for love or do you marry for money? Yeah. But the person they've gone with is not friendly, is not kind, yeah, is not loving. That the woman can be ill and he's still saying, "Where's my dinner? You know, I paid dowry for you." I'm going in, yeah, because I want to understand really how it works. And guys, yeah, and I have seen positive ones as well, where when it works, it just works. And you know, I've had friends say to me, "Oh my God, my parents got it so right," yeah, and they're happy, and I'm just like, "Wow, this is great! Wow,
Well done, it's worked.
well done, it's working." And when I see those stories, I'm more open to it in a sense of introduce people. But again, when I follow the route of it and how my friends or these people have gotten into these arranged marriages, is that the parents have identified somebody who they think is suitable, and they've allowed that relationship, that friendship to develop.
So you're very close to your mum, yeah? Do you think your mum knows you the best in this world?
She knows what I like, because I tell you why my mum knows what I like. Yeah, she was somewhere. I don't know where my mum goes sometimes. I wonder where she goes if I'm not there. Yeah, and then I think she was looking at one of my pictures, and she was somewhere, and then she was going through some of my pictures on her phone. So this man says to her, "Oh, who's that?" She said, "That's my daughter." And my mum went one day and put up her face. I don't know if she did it on purpose. I think she didn't even know what she was doing. Her Facebook profile picture of me when I was slim, yeah, in a bikini on a holiday that I went to in 2018 or something, yeah. And I didn't know, and I'm like, "Mum, why is that on your thing?" Yeah, she's like, "Oh, that's my display picture." Great. So my mum's looking at the pictures, and then this guy says, "Oh, who's that?" She's like, "That's my daughter." Mum, and this man says, "Oh, I'd like to marry her." And mum says, "Oh, she wouldn't marry a bus driver."
Goodness me.
No,
my goodness.
So your question is, yeah, like, and mum didn't say it in a horrible way, but what my mum did is, my mum rang me.
Oh
and
my
was
God.
like, "Oh, there's somebody here that I think wants to talk to you, yeah." I'm like, "Oh, Mum, what are you talking about, yeah?" She's telling me like, "Oh, you know, he's a man, there's this, da 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 da." I'm like, "Where's it from?" Can't remember the country, but it was one of the countries that I'm just like, "Okay, we'll see how that goes." Yeah. And then, you know, she went into his occupation and stuff. But my mum, I said to Mum, "Oh, I don't know for that. I don't know if that's for me, you know, Mum. Because what else is he doing?" Yeah. So then my mum goes back and says to him, "You know, my daughter's really particular about certain things, yeah. She's laid back, but one or two things she's
quite adamant on, yeah."
And mum said to him, "It will be a waste of your time and your effort, because she knows I'm completely shut down."
So basically, would you trust your mum to find your partner?
Yeah, I would. I actually would, because she knows the core values of who I am, yeah, and because I'm open with my mum about a lot of things. Because remember, you already know I do a lot of things with my mum. Yeah?
You're very close to your mum. Yeah.
She knows where I like to go. She knows how I like to holiday. She knows about my prayer life and my Christianity and what I value in that area as well. Yeah, so she would be able to identify somebody who is cool for me. However, that's not a go-ahead, Mom.
I was gonna say, Mummy Rose, get on this.
but you know, so if she did, or if somebody that knew me well enough, yeah. And remember, my thing is this, yeah. My mum's intent for me is not to harm me.
Yeah.
Do you understand, yeah?
But then in these arranged marriages as well, the exact same.
Yeah. Okay, you're right on that, yeah. But what kind of conversations are we having? Are they having? Are the conversations saying, "I've met him, I like him, you're gonna marry this guy"? Because a lot of these things, again, I'm going off what I've seen in movies, yeah. And guys, my references are not the strongest, so I need correction on this, yeah. When I've seen films, when I've seen documentaries, it's more of like, dad likes him, or dad's got a business deal with that guy's family.
Dad, yeah.
If we marry, it's going to increase our family name. It's not based on
happiness.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not based on happiness. And I think it's wrong if somebody has identified someone they love, somebody who loves them, then you take that away from them because of what it will look like for the culture, what it will look like for you guys, or this is what you do in your village. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So I want to know, anybody out there who's been in an arranged marriage and got out, or even in an arranged marriage and still loving it, you know?
And it's worked for them.
It's worked for them, because sometimes people get into the arranged marriages, they ask questions. Can she have a child? Can she give birth? Can da-da-da-da-da? Is she a virgin? Is she this? Is she that? There's a lot of hoops.
There's a lot of things to think about, yeah.
And it's like, you know, and a lot of these things are asked of women. But
what's asked
of men?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think, I don't want to stand here and say that I'm a feminist or whatever, but I'm quite liberal, I think. So it's like, what are we asking men as well? Because what if it's the man that can't produce? Yeah? Because when a woman can't produce, the family is so quick to say, we need to find you another woman. You understand, yeah? So should we then say to the women, when the men can't hit, we need to take you to another man? Because now she's a taboo. Why? She's not a virgin anymore.
Not a virgin anymore, yeah.
So, what's going on?
There's a lot to think about.
Yeah. And, you know, there's positives to it, definitely, because you could end up not having to date numerous amount of people, and, you know, you're with one person, your families know each other's backgrounds, so you can have commonalities.
Yeah, accountability, family involved.
Origin of arranged marriages, yeah. For those who read the Bible, I know I've read a lot of Bible references this season, yeah, but they come from way back, because arranged marriages was something that was done in the in the Old Testament, and this is where that scripture, education time, ding 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 ding, church is on, yeah. This is where that scripture comes off and says, yeah, do not marry outside your own. But the world is the world. From the word of God. Guys, I'm joking, but I'm not. But it is one of those things where, you know, that's where the origin of it came from like way back before. I don't know what, you know, what religious book you follow, but I read the Bible, and I know it's been something that's been practiced from years. And I think if we drove deep into the Quran as well, it will have it established in there from years ago. That it's not an uncommon thing, but it is one of those things to stay together. So, on that note, when I have kids, I'll let you know now, I'm going to be arranging their marriages.
Yeah, right.
I promise you.
If they're anything like you, if you have a girl that's like you...
listen, the reason why, yeah, when I say arranging, yeah, I'm not forcing, I'm going to be placing them in areas or with people that are like-minded.
No, and I think everybody does that. So I don't live, like, obviously I've moved out to a certain area where I live because I know what the kind of surroundings, the kind of children I want my child to grow up around. Not necessarily. Yes, there is. Yeah, there's black people and Asians and white people, very multicultural.
Like, areas can be segregated, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, if you want your child to experience everything, you've got to be really intentional where you put them.
Yes.
Like, I saw somebody I met somebody, like a client, a few weeks back, yeah, and she said to me when she first started her school, she started from year 7, she's now in year 11, yeah, there was only 2 black people in the whole school. The school has a, from year 7 to a 6th form, and she had started in year 7 and there was only 2 black people. At year 11, in her year now, there's 14 black people.
Wow.
So that can show you the demographics of where you're at, yeah, and the impact of exposing your children to different cultures, different races, just different things, really. So you've got to be really intentional.
Yeah, but it's intentional about, you're talking about marriage already. I'm just talking about, obviously.
Generally, it's not just about marriage, yeah, it's about exposure.
Yeah.
Because me and you grew up in like an urban area, yeah, where this is why you know, marrying a white person is fine, yeah, because you grew up knowing white friends, or, even if you're married in Asia, whatever it is, yeah, we're very open. But you've got people that are, I'm going to speak about mostly maybe Essex, further out, because I'm East London and you're South London. So you'll speak more on Surrey and that side. Yeah. So people that have lived in those villages that have not had the upbringing of, come on.
Yeah.
They might not know like what it is or what a different language sounds like. You know, when we've worked in, me and you, we can go into like a care home or a home, whatever. Calling an interpreter for a job, it's not foreign to us. Yeah, but somebody who's come out of London and has lived in a little village and is now practicing in social work in London, they're shocked at the fact that
you can just get someone.
You need to get. Not everybody speaks English.
The borough I work in, I think they said there's like over 33 languages spoken in that borough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as I get a new job in a new borough, the first thing I find out is what's the language line helpline. Because I know for a fact I'm going to knock, I'm going to speak to somebody that doesn't speak English. And for me, it's absolutely fine. But to some people that I've worked with,
it's an issue. Yeah.
So, intentional in understanding different cultures. Because then you're more accepting. To what is around you. So maybe it's a case of I won't arrange a marriage for my child, but I will just be open
and expose them
to different
ensure
cultures
that they're
and
exposed.
different people, so that they can learn to be amongst others and not just themselves. Because I think we can learn so much from other cultures and from each other.
Yeah, definitely.
Because the whole point, well, guys, let me know. What's the whole point of an arranged marriage? Let me know. Because some people will say it's for control purposes. I'm just being controversial.
No, well, you're right. When you talk about in terms of strengthening family ties and family businesses, that's not necessarily for the happiness of their children, not necessarily. But it could be for happiness. It could be to ensure that the family name is carried on strong.
You said something at the beginning that I actually agreed with, If I have given you consent to do so.
That's all.
If I'm happy to go ahead with it, that's all. And I love it when I've seen parents, that have sat their kids down, or when I've spoken to like young adults and they're like, my dad sat me down and he said to me, if you're not happy with him, we can look for another one.
Okay.
Yeah. Or, you know, you bring who you're happy with and then we'll get to know the family. And if the family is suitable, then we'll go
take
with
it from there. Yeah.
As opposed to, no. I've got my own one ready. Listen, Dad, if you like him, you marry him. Or if you like her, you marry her. Yeah. Like, it is that. But some people will say to you, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. Yeah. And you're coming up against old age traditions. That have worked.
Well.
For that time. But I'm letting you guys know, it's 2022.
Mummy Rose, I think this is for you.
No, I'm letting you know, it's 2022, and it's you who decides who you give your heart to.
Yeah.
But guys, it's always a good end. It's been a bit more serious than we wanted it to be, but I think we're gonna have to continue with this one. I want to know, what do I want to know this week? Have you ever been in a position where you've had an arranged marriage, and you've had to leave, or are you living happily ever after in your arranged marriage, or were you gonna get arranged and then you run away?
EastEnders.
Did it happen in EastEnders?
Yeah. EastEnders, and then she ran away, and then she told her sister that she ran away because she was even a lesbian. She literally choked on her drink. Choked on her coffee.
Listen, as they say, that's haram. I didn't see that one coming, honestly. And guys, remember because of anything.
It's EastEnders. Come on, you should have known it was EastEnders. Yeah. This was like last year. Yeah. Jags' sister. For anybody that knows, Jags' sister.
What's it? Just because we should be coming off air. But what did the sister say?
Very supportive. This is for 2021.
2022.
This was 2021, so yeah.
2021, love the one you're loving. Love the one who's loving you, not the one who you're loving. Guys, on that note, we'll come back to this one. It's a serious one.
You have to,
But we'll come back to this. I really want to hear what people have to say about this. And I actually, my closing statement is, I wish black families did it more. Reason why I'm saying this here is that reason is black families will say, don't do this, don't date, don't do this, please, just go and get your education, and you turn to 25, when are you marrying?
All of a sudden. Yeah.
When are you marrying? What's going on? Listen, you told me to stick in my books.
Yeah, so my head's been in my books. Yeah.
But don't be like that person on Instagram, yeah, that married the colour pink and say you're going to marry your books now.
Oh, God.
So it's one of those things where I think there should be more active conversations to say, and not criticising conversations, but to say, oh, this so-and-so...
Open conversations.
Yeah, open conversations. Say, this so-and-so's son or this so-and-so's daughter seems to be ready to blah, 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 yeah? What do you think? So that you're guiding your kids into that conversation, as opposed to now waking up when your child is 26 and you're saying, when are you marrying?
Yeah, or literally overnight.
Yeah, and it's just like, come on, guys, let's do better. Yeah, parents, if you want to talk, I can talk to you of how we can do better. Because I'm in the community, yeah. But Shell, tell them what you're telling them.
Yeah, man, arranged marriages, do they work? It would be really, really good if we could hear from anyone who's been in a situation where they think, either they've been through it or they know someone that's been through it. Has it worked? Has it not worked? And would you do it for your children? It's really got me thinking about my boys and my girl. Would I do it? I don't know. If they were stuck and they asked me to, 100%.
Wouldn't you approach the conversation?
I don't think I would approach the conversation. If they came to me,
I would definitely approach the conversation.
Oh no, I wouldn't.
If it was a case of like, no, it's not even a conversation of like, let me go and find you somebody. It's not a conversation like, what do you want to do? Because your child could honestly say to you, I'm not really ready for it.
I'll tell you a funny story. In Dan's circle, all of us have kids around a similar age.
So you're well said.
Well, I have said, like, listen, literally, there's probably about 12 kids between us, mixture of boys and girls. And we all say, listen, who do you think is going to get with somebody? Because it's inevitable, even if it's not a proper relationship, some of them are going to mix and blend at some point. Yeah. So it is, that's what we call it in 2022.
That's what we're calling sin.
Some of them will mix. It's the truth. It's inevitable. If it doesn't happen, it might not. But it's just we wonder. And I think, how do we navigate that? How do we go about that? Because we don't want broken friendships. Imagine one of their girls goes and cheats on my son. What am I gonna do?
Well, this is it. Join us again on the episode of Raising the Kids in the Suburban Area. I was told her to come into the urban living, but she said,
I'm not doing no urban living. It's not for me.
Join us again when we're free. Well, the kids are still young now, so we've got years on us, guys.
It's not happening.
Just keep following us on Instagram and you can see the journey. When they get their first boyfriends, girlfriends, I'll let you guys know.
Oh, God.
It's not from the clique. Yeah, he broke out, yeah. I'm going to start taking the kids back to where I hang out so they can meet other people. But honestly, guys, let us know what you're thinking. Like, share, subscribe. And it's a serious conversation. We touched on forced marriages, the differences between forced marriages and arranged marriages. What we will do is we'll send out some information on the socials as usual around what is forced and what is arranged. Yeah. If you fall into the forced category, there will be helplines available for you to contact. Yeah. I'm not going to mention them now, but the basic ones. If I mention one, it'll be like domestic violence and
refuge,
equality and adversary support, and also the forced marriage unit. Yeah, that is effective. I've used it for work actually before. So there's more on the socials, guys. Yeah, hit like, share, and subscribe. It's been Coffee More Than Laughter. It's been a laugh. More coffee is more power. There you go. Marry me. Oh, arrange it then.